I want to apologize for being late getting here. We left on time, but traffic was bad, but I'm not going to blame it on the traffic, nor am I going to blame it on my daughter, who had come over to our place and left her purse back home. We had to go back to her place. Nor am I going to blame it on Tony Spino who forgot his glasses, and we had to go back and get his glasses. Nor am I going to blame it on the driver who couldn't get the trunk open to the car. Not on those things. I'm going to just want you to know that there were reasons why we were late, and I thought you might like to hear them. But I appreciate your being here and the kind and generous remarks up here. It's very, very flattering, so flattering. And we all know quite well that these two young men who played for me that spoke, they're really the reason I was here. It weren't for them and others like them, I wouldn't be here. But I do appreciate it. This Coliseum is such a memorial place. Certain things stand out to me, and there are a lot of other things. The Olympics here, and I can remember one of my boys, Rayford Johnson, carrying the flag up to the top. And I also remember the first Dodger game played here, honoring Campanella, who had been hurt and was never able to play anymore. Of the 100,000 people supposedly in here, and with the lights out, they lit lights. They had little candles or something that lit, and oh, it was such a beautiful thing. And then they used to have the wonderful track meets in here, and the many wonderful football games that we've seen here through the years, and it's just such a wonderful place, and to be, but I can't understand why a basketball guy would be here, but but it's fine. But I do thank all of you, and all you gentlemen, thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate it very, very much. I thought I'd tell you something. Someone, I believe, Keith mentioned the pyramid, didn't he? Or somebody mentioned. No, it was Dan, maybe. Anyway, many, many years ago, one of my players, who's present here today, was asked what he thought about the pyramid. And he said, when I first heard Coach Wooden speak on the pyramid, I thought it was the corniest thing I'd ever heard. Before I got out of school, I found it to be rather meaningful. But it wasn't until years later that I found out what it really meant. You remember who that was, Kareem? You remember who said that? Outstanding student, but a little forgetful at times. But I've been a very blessed person throughout my life. So many, responsible to my parents, of course, to begin with, parenting being the most important profession in the world. And then family. I've been blessed here in California with my two children, Nancy here, my daughter, it means so much, and Jim, my son, and my 7 grandchildren, and my 13 great-grandchildren at the present. And I've been so blessed that they're all stayed close where I can see them all regularly. And then there's so many other things. When I was asked a couple of years ago, when I was speaking for, I was actually speaking for Costco, and at the conclusion on the remarks, questions, one person said, Coach Wooden, are you afraid of death? I said, a rather odd question to ask a 95-year-old man. But I said, I'm not afraid of it. I said, I'm not going to intentionally hurry it up, but I'm not afraid of it. When you stop and think how blessed I've been all my life with wonderful people, students. I taught English for 11 years, 9 years in high school and 2 years at Indiana State University, and basketball, baseball for all the years until I came here, which is still my favorite sport, and basketball for all these years. And and had so many wonderful youngsters that have gone on to wonderful things. And then I said, now I live here in California. Within an hour or two, I can be on the ocean, or I can be in the mountains, I can be in the desert, I can be at Disneyland, I can be at the zoo, so many things I could be here. I can go to a late play, I can go to a late movie, or I've just been so blessed. And then it's only after death that I will be a Nellie again out yonder. I'll be with her, but after death. And this is just one of the nicest things. One of my players was there, and he knows I love verse, and I try to write, but as one of my granddaughters said, "You don't write poetry. You're just a rhymer." You know, I guess that's it. But one of my players, on that one word that I used, yonder, about 2 or 3 days later, I got a poem from him entitled Yonder. And he said, "Once I was afraid of dying, terrified of ever lying, petrified of leaving family, home, and friends. Thoughts of absence from my dear ones brought a melancholy tear once, and a dreadful, dreadful fear of when life ends. But those days are long behind me. Fear of leaving does not bind me, and departure does not hold a single care. Peace does comfort as I ponder a reunion in the yonder with my dearest one who's waiting for me there. Can it be better, I wonder, than I've been so blessed here on earth? And I thank you people for your patience in waiting here a while and taking the time. I'm deeply honored, flattered by this. I don't know why, but I accept it. Thank you very much.